Former MAGA voter for Vice President Kamala Harris, Rod Robe, writes, I'm a Republican. I support free markets, law and order, the Constitution, human dignity, fiscal responsibility, protecting individual freedoms. I don't want the government in my home or in my private life. That's why I am voting for Vice President Kamala Harris for president. David Hale, concerned Republican, former Trump voter, writes, I am pro-life, I am pro-gun, I am pro-capitalism, I am pro-peace through strength. I am not welcome in Donald Trump's GOP because I refuse to accept his election lies and calls for authoritarianism. Save conservatism, stop Trump, vote Harris, Republicans for Harris. Look, thousands and thousands of stories are now being shared with groups like Republicans for Harris. You know that we've been sharing here literally tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of stories that we've received. I try to go through as many of them as I can here on our YouTube channel each week, where people share their stories about how the Republican Party has left them. They're no longer voting for Trump. They're no longer voting for any of these MAGAs who want to invade their family life and encroach upon their freedoms and take away their freedoms. So if any of these stories are like stories that you have, please share them in the comments below. It's important that we let other people know that this is a big movement that is brewing right now. Harry writes to me, hey Ben, my brother lives in Florida and was a staunch Trump supporter until January 6th. He is no longer supporting Trump. He's a former Marine and patriot and is putting his country first. I'm hearing a lot about that. More on that in a second. Really proud, Karen writes, really proud that my 89-year-old United States Marine Corps veteran father, a lifelong Republican, will be voting for Harrison Walz. He believes that Donald Trump is against our Constitution and that he is woefully unfit to represent the U.S. on any stage. ML Bull 2000 writes, as a registered independent, I lean more towards conservative policies. I voted for Trump in 2020. I will not stop screaming and supporting Vice President Kamala Harris until we get this selfish narcissist out of our lives. I pray to God that Trump does not get elected. I think most independents will come around and see the truth. Remember what Donald Trump said on Thursday? He gave that speech at his private, exclusive country club at Bedminster because he can't be bothered to actually campaign. And remember how he denigrated veterans, and he said that the award he gave to one of his donors is just as good, if not better, than the awards that our military heroes get. He said because she still looks beautiful and she doesn't look hurt or injured like our veterans do. Are you absolutely kidding me? Remember when Donald Trump said this? Play this clip.
I have to say, Miriam, I watched Sheldon sitting so proud in the White House when we gave Miriam the Presidential Medal of Freedom. That's the highest award you can get as a civilian. It's the equivalent of the Congressional Medal of Honor, but civilian version. It's actually much better because everyone gets the Congressional Medal of Honor. That's soldiers. They're either in very bad shape because they've been hit so many times by bullets, or they're dead. She gets it, and she's a healthy, beautiful woman. It's very... And they're rated equal.
Hey everyone, I want to share something that's really made a difference for me when it comes to enjoying a night out with friends. It's called ZBiotics Pre-Alcohol. Pre-Alcohol is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings after drinking. Here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. It's this byproduct, not dehydration, that's to blame for your rough next day. Pre-alcohol produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down. Just remember to make ZBiotics your first drink of the night, drink responsibly, and you'll feel your best tomorrow. Every time I have pre-alcohol before drinks, I notice a difference the next day. Even after a night out, I can confidently plan on hitting the gym, enjoying a brunch, or just getting some important work done without worry. I'll be honest, I was a bit skeptical of ZBiotics at first, but then while hanging out with my friends at our favorite bar downtown, I decided to give it a try, and let me tell you, it really works. The first time I tried pre-alcohol was during a friend's wedding weekend. I had my first drink of the night, a delicious old-fashioned, by the way, right after taking Z-Biotics. The next morning, I was up early, feeling great, and ready to join the rest of the wedding party for breakfast and activities. It was a total game changer. With vacations, weddings, birthdays, and reunions, there's so much going on this summer. Get the most out of your plans by stocking up on pre-alcohol now. Go to zbiotics.com/Meidas to get 15% off your first order when you use Meidas at checkout. Pre-alcohol is backed with a 100% money-back guarantee, so if you're unsatisfied for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. Remember to head to zbiotics.com/Meidas, MEIDAS, and use the code Meidas at checkout for 15% off. Thank you, Z-Biotics, for sponsoring this episode and our good times.
I showed you that clip before this comment that I got. Hey, Ben, I'm a veteran who out of stupidity voted for Trump along with my sons in 2016. And this year I re-registered as an independent because of the rot that lies within the walls of the Republican Party. These testimonies in the video are extremely uplifting, knowing that both patriotic parties are finally uniting in a team effort to get rid of Trump once and for all. By the way, that's why we built this network as well. Let's unite liberals, progressives, independents, mainstream conservatives. We may have disagreements. We may have serious disagreements, but we love our freedoms. We love our country. We love our flag. We love our Constitution. We know Donald Trump is a fraud and a phony who attacks those freedoms and attacks us each and every day, and we're going to call it out. Stu West writes, I started changing my mind on Trump was the way he handled COVID. Then January 6th was all it took for me to realize the danger he represents. Bridget writes, I was a Republican, but now I'm an independent. I'll be voting blue all the way down the ticket. Next comment. I live in a very, very red small town in Texas. Saw a sign yesterday that said, I'm Republican, but I'm no fool. Harris Walls 2024. By the way, one of the things that I've heard a lot about, I've heard thousands of stories like this of people telling me that they live in areas where they used to see all of these Trump signs and all of those signs have been taken down. Next comment. At age 79, my mom has never voted. This year, at my urging, she registered to vote and believes that this is by far the most important election of her lifetime. Me and my mom will both be voting to save democracy. By the way, remember the video we prepared at the MeidasTouch Network back in 2020? Trump the Snake. One of the very first videos we made was basically showing how Donald Trump is all about projection and confession. When he would tell that story about the snake who snuck in and then attacked the woman who was trying to rehabilitate the snake. Remember that story? We were explaining back then in 2020, Trump was talking about the snake. He was the snake who America allowed in, and he's seeking to destroy our country. We got to recognize it. Here's the video that we made at the MeidasTouch Network 4 years ago called Trump the Snake. Play it.
Who has heard the poem called The Snake?
My father gave me a small loan of $1 million.
Well-documented and severe financial downturn in the past year.
You know about sexual predators and things like that. I mean,
you are one.
All right.
And it's more than anger, it's hatred.
They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists. Down the path, along the lake, a tender-hearted woman saw a poor, half-frozen snake.
You'll absolutely love Trump steaks.
More than 150 former students allege Trump University was a fraud.
Persistently illegal conduct at the president's charity.
Take me in, oh tender woman. Take me in, for heaven's sake. Take me in, oh tender woman. Sigh the vicious.
Would you denounce what happened in 2016?
President Putin was extremely strong and powerful in his denial today.
He withheld the money, he withheld the meeting, he used it to coerce Ukraine to do these political investigations.
The American embassy in Baghdad under siege.
She stroked his pretty skin again and held him tight.
The Chinese government awarded Ivanka Trump's brand 7 new trademarks.
They're a pack of grifters. His campaign manager's got 2 condos, a Ferrari, a yacht. They're all just fleecing the campaign.
That snake gave her a vicious bite. The coronavirus. This is their new hoax.
The U.S. now leading the world in deaths.
No, I don't take responsibility at all.
This is a great success story.
I have saved you, cried the woman, and you've bitten me, heavens why? You know your bite is poisonous, and now I'm going to die.
We want to terminate health care. Right, and then I see the disinfectant.
Shut up, silly woman, said the reptile with a grin. You knew damn well I was a snake before you took me in.
Next comment. While driving down southern Alabama, I only saw 2 Trump signs in the yard this year. In 2021, every 3 or 4 yards had Trump signs. Let's turn Alabama blue just this one time. Next comment. My family were Trumpers back in 2017 from New York City, mainly keeping illegal criminals out, not extreme MAGAs. Once they moved to Florida and saw the bully drivers with Confederate flags running elderly and Yankees with license plates from up north, they quickly switched to Biden. All my persistence, convincing, and becoming more politically informed has paid off. Now I have them listening to your podcast. Well, let me say hello to them. Thanks for watching. Trisha writes, I have to say that in rural Georgia, you don't hardly see Trump flags anymore or banners anymore. Thank goodness. Let me show you this right here. This is a local Pennsylvania GOP official saying, look, Trump's a bad guy. Here, play this clip.
Well, I can't figure it out myself, especially being here in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania, where we just keep on losing. I got involved in the Republican committee in 2022 to try to turn the tide, right? And obviously I didn't do very well, but I keep on fighting the good fight. I want to get good Republicans elected to office, especially here in Montgomery County. And as long as Trump is on the top of the ticket, we're just going to keep losing. So that's kind of where I'm at is, you know, he's not a really good guy. I mean, everyone can see it. Just look at what he said last night. It's more of the same, like I addressed in my op-ed. And as long as he's on top of the ticket, we're just going to keep losing.
I know there has been...
I think it's worth sharing this with you as well. Here's a video we created at the MeidasTouch Network, again, comparing Donald Trump's words to Vice President Kamala Harris' words. Let's just see the contrast. Play the clip.
We who believe in the freedom to live safe from gun violence will finally pass universal background checks, red flag laws, and an assault weapons ban.
During my 4 years, nothing happened, and there was great pressure on me having to do with guns. We did nothing. We didn't yield. And once you yield a little bit, that's just the beginning. That's the avalanche begins.
We who believe in reproductive freedom will stop Donald Trump's extreme abortion bans, and when Congress passes a law to restore reproductive freedoms, as President of the United States, I will sign it into law.
Do you believe in punishment for abortion? Yes or no, as a principle?
The answer is that there has to be some form of punishment.
For the woman?
Yeah, there has to be some form. I was proudly the person responsible for the ending of something that all legal scholars, both sides, wanted and, in fact, demanded be ended. Roe v. Wade. And we were able to do that when we terminated Roe v. Wade, and it's really working out well for people.
And we love our country. We love our country.
We are a failing nation.
Well, look, thank you everybody who shared your comments with me. Please, if you have a story like this, share your comments below. And you can see from the comments that the Meidas Mighty, those who are watching these videos, have had a great deal of success in educating family members about the facts of this election, motivating people to vote, exposing Donald Trump with facts, with evidence, with data. Not with shouting, not with yelling, with facts, evidence, and data. And that's what we are here. We're a data-driven media network that focuses on evidence and facts. And we know that you could take these facts and evidence and really make the biggest difference in preserving, protecting, and defending our democracy. In this pro-democracy community, we love our flag. We love our national anthem. We love our Constitution. But we're not just performative about it. We really want to fight to protect those values, because those values freedom really means something. And these MAGAs want to use that, like the snake, to try to get in and then take away freedoms. But what's so important is we protect freedoms. We continue to make sure we respect our fellow Americans, that we become great citizens of America, great citizens of the world. Let's just be good people, decent people. Let's smile. Let's bring joy back. Let's enjoy life. Let's bring people together. Let's do that. Okay. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 3 million subscribers. Share your stories, please.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Meidas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.